In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made these yummy cupcakes for commercial purpose. I'm going to be mixing the sugar and the butter together. Rather, I'm going to be creaming the sugar and the butter. And what I have here is 250 grams of butter and 250 grams of sugar. So I'm going to scrape the edges into the bowl while I continue creaming. You can see that it's changing color from that yellowish color to something pale white. We're going to continue creaming. So as you can see, it has doubled in size, and if you touch it, you won't feel any grain of sugar in it again. So this is how it should look when you are finished creaming. Please note that aside using a standing mixer, you can also use your wooden spatula for this. Just continue to stir until you get this. In the sugar and the butter, I'm going to set it aside. So I have here 2 eggs because I'm actually making a commercial cupcake. So I'm using 2 eggs. So if you are making for personal use, you can add more eggs to it. I'm using just 2 eggs for this recipe. I'm mixing the egg, so I'm going to set it aside. I'll bring in my flour. So for this recipe, I'm using 500 grams of flour, and to that I'm adding my preservatives. I'm using powdered preservative for this. So to my flour, already sifted flour, I'll add my preservative. So this is what I'm using as preservative. You can use any preservative that is available to you or of your choice. So this is the preservative I'm using. I'm using 2 teaspoons full. So after adding the preservative, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder to the flour. So next, I'm going to be sifting my milk flavor. So I'm adding the powdered milk flavor, about a teaspoon. Feel free to use any flavor of your choice. I'm adding powdered milk flavor now. I'm going to sift it in. So at this point, if you are using nutmeg, you can add your grated nutmeg as well. I'm not using nutmeg for this recipe, so we're going to skip that. So what I'm doing now is mixing everything together. So after mixing the baking powder and the preservative, I'm going to set the flour aside. I'll bring in the bowl of the butter and sugar. Okay, so to my whisk egg, I'm going to add liquid vanilla flavor, 1 teaspoon. You can add any flavor of your preference, but this is what I'm using for this recipe, so I just added 1 teaspoon to it. Just mix everything together. Next, we're going to add in a whisk egg, mix together. Mixing, we're going to be adding the flour in bits as well. If you have milk, liquid milk, this is the time to add it as well. But like I mentioned before, this is a commercial. The aim is to make profit, so we're trying to manage ingredients so as to make a little profit from it. So I'm basically going to be folding it in. Make sure not to over mix it at this point. Just folding the flour into the sugar and butter mixture. Pour in the egg mixture. Mix together. Add some of the flour and fold in. So I just added half a cup of water. so the batter will not come out too thick. You can decide to skip that if you are using milk, liquid milk. So we're going to continue to fold in till everything is well combined. So I just added the last batch of flour. I'm still folding in. At this point, make sure your oven is on, because we're going to bake this in a preheated oven for 25 minutes. I just added a last batch of water on the half cup I mentioned earlier. So we're going to fold into. So this is it, our batter is ready. No more mixing. I'm going to take out a part of it and add browning to it to get that brown color. This is my browning. Just drop a little. Oh, it's too much. So I'm going to mix it together. So we're going to be greasing our pan, and I'm using vegetable oil for this. You can use butter. I'm using vegetable oil and a brush. So I also use cupcake liners. Also make sure the liner sits properly. So next we're going to be spooning our batter into the cupcake pan. How to fill it up so it won't come out too full. So I'm adding little of this brown color on the side. So next we're going to take it to the oven to bake for 25 minutes, after which our cupcakes will be ready. So I got a number of 24 pieces of cupcakes. Because I added browning, the one I mixed with browning to this one came out fuller compared to these ones I just baked like that. You can see. So I'm selling this for 200. I'm going to use a nylon on it just to cover it, and it's ready to be sold. It's still very hot.